Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Bern here from EWPRO. Starting with the DXY, we on the daily we got that 5 down, so we're looking for a 50 fib retrace, and we've got that. This is looking quite choppy. We're looking at that internal wave WXY X2 Z up. Finally got to the first target. May get to the second target, but then more than likely we'll go and break the low, because this isn't looking motive. Not like this. This is a motive pattern here. This is more corrective. So we've got to find out if this is over up the top here. On the H4, there's a couple of different ways we can look at it. We can look at this as an A, B, and we get a C down here before we get the larger A, B, C. That's sort of the way I'm looking at it. We bounced off this trend line. So we may come back to this trend line and bounce off it again. We do have bearish divergence, but yeah. On the H1, it's still not clear because we don't have any bearish divergence. So we can still get another one down in here and give us bull hidden. It's already possible bull hidden already. So we may still get another one up here breaking the top. Definitely can't rule that out. So it's going to be quite difficult to get your direction. But more than likely, if we get one up here, you can put a sell stop there. It's very risky because we have that bull hidden, possible bull hidden. So you could, if you get this one up here, you really want to try and find a sell setup up here and then move it to break even as soon as that low's broken, because it may just turn out to be like A, B, C in here for a flat. Then you get an A, B, C. Then you'll be looking for that trend line break, bullish flag set up, and to go and break the top for that bull hidden. We don't know what setup it's going to give it at this stage, but I wouldn't be surprised if the bull hidden plays out. So if you are looking for the sell, be careful. Ideally for the sell, we want this to go and break that low, take out the possible bear hidden, bull hidden, sorry, and then give us a correction or a flag, something to sell before we look for the sell. That may even play out. You know, we may even break this low in this wave coming down. We'll just have to put, watch price action and see what it gives us. AU on the daily. So we got that WXY X2 Z down. We lost the bullish divergence. We didn't have any bullish divergence, so we're just looking for a correction. We went down and broke the low. Now we got the bullish divergence. Last week it wasn't looking all that motive though. Like I said, it wasn't looking very motive because we had that 1, 2, 3 up in here. I'm looking at it how I've got it drawn here as a possible flat. See, last week it was a possible flat in here to go and break the top. It went and broke the top, but this is looking like a B wave. It's very choppy, like I said. Last week it was very choppy. So I'm looking at that as a flat in here, and we get another one up to that 100 fib. So if you get any buy setup, you did get a couple buy setups on the M15. If you're not in them, you'll have to wait for another flag to look for the buy. You can really only buy at this stage, you know, because we have this possible flat. EU on the daily. Looking at that WXY X2, we got the Z down. This one was quite difficult because we had that higher high. We had a higher high here. And I wasn't expecting this to go and break the low, but it's broken the low. It's broken it in a B wave. So again, sort of looking at it as an A, a B, and we get a C up before we get more downside, because we just broke that low there. So really any buy setup you get, you can look for. But again, this one has, EU has a possible bear hidden, so you have to be careful. There was this nice setup. Most years that look for this, trade this instrument EU, you more than likely would have put a buy stop above there, or you got in down here somewhere, and you'd more than likely be at break even. So you may have missed the trade, unless you get another little flag, something to buy. But again, it's risky, because this is the one that you wanted to take. You really needed to take this one, because we have that possible bear hidden. So if you didn't take this one, if you take the next bullish flag, it may just come up and break the top and then fall over on you for that bear hidden. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, overall, I'm looking for that C up. So there is plenty of room up to that 100 fib on the H4. GU on the daily. So this one's quite interesting. We got WXY. We had that bear hidden. So I was looking for this to go and break the low. It's given us 3 waves down, similar to gold. Gold gave us, we didn't get that bear hidden on the gold playing out. Instead, we got 3 down. So this is very similar to gold. So we got the 3 down on the H4. We got that A, B, C. Didn't quite get to the 100 fib, and there is no bullish divergence. But so it is quite risky to buy, because we didn't get that bullish divergence, but we didn't get to the 100 fib either. So if you get a buy set up, you're more interested in a buy. But again, this can be like a WXY, X2, and then get a Z down. We may get bear hidden here. So yeah, if you get a nice, I mean, we're getting a nice flag now. So you want another one down, some sort of a breakout on the lower time frames, and look for the buy. Just be mindful that it may just be an A, B, C, and then go and break the low because of that possible bear hidden. So you just have to be mindful of that. NU on the daily. So this one's quite tricky, like I've been mentioning for months now. You know, there's so many different structures we can get here, because we got this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as a possible 333 complex correction, like I've been mentioning. So we are looking for this wave up here. We got the cross up on the MACD now. Again, this is very choppy. You know, it's not looking motive. Sort of looking at this as a flat A, B, C. We went up and broke the top. We lost all our bearish divergence. Maybe this is a larger flat in here, you know, for an A, B, C. And then we get that A, B, C. Yeah, I'll be looking for buys. And I'll just quickly draw the 100 pip target. So you're just looking for this 100 pip target. This is a little bit more dangerous, because if this is the end of wave A, well, the wave C has already broken above that wave A, the top of wave A, so it may be complete. So it's risky, but if you do get a buy set up, I'd be more interested in the buy. But yeah, it's going to be risky because, you know, on the H1 we got the lower low, so but this is looking impulsive. You get a bullish setup, look for your buy up to the 100 pip. You get some sort of a correction in here for an A, B, C. Well, then you look for your trend line break and a bearish setup for the A, B, C. So yeah, you really got to watch your structures and trade accordingly, because, you know, it can go either way. And like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you know, we're more than likely going to have a war in Ukraine, and it looks like that's what's happened. So the markets can become very erratic. So looking at EUY, still haven't got this ending up here. We've got a lot of bearish divergence. Now, this top here never went and broke this top, so it's more than likely a flat. So a long time ago, I was looking for that A, B, C, and then we'll go up and break the top. We never broke that top on this one here, and this is looking very corrective. Okay. So it is quite dangerous to. I'd be staying out of this until I get a nice sell set up. We're at a top with bearish divergence on the daily, so it's starting to get risky. We do have a possible bull hidden here, you know, so more than likely this is an A, B, we get a C up, maybe just break that top, and then you have to be careful, because any sell setup that you get, this is the one that you don't want to miss. It's getting close to that 100 pip. We may get a nice bounce off that 100 pip. Sheffy on the daily. Now, we're looking for this A, B, C. It's become more complex in here. We're looking for that A, B, C. We got that nice A, B, C up here, but we never got that C down. But it's still not out of the question, because this is all corrective. So we're still looking for this larger C down for the A. All this is B and then a C. So still can't rule out this as a larger structure in here. H4, we're looking for the C up. We're looking at an A, B, C. We got that. We got a nice trend line break now. So any bullish setup that you get, you know, look for that C up, and then you'll be looking for downside. But we sort of want to see price action at least break that top, give us the bearish divergence, and then a sell setup, and we'll be looking for the sell. But at this stage, you know, it's a buy. You know, you're looking for a buy. Like you got a W, X, Y, look for your X2, and then you can trade that Z up, and then take it from there. But yeah, you really want this one down in here, and then look for your bullish setup down at a low, instead of putting a buy stop there, because this is a regular flat. This is more than likely a regular flat. So it'll just go and break that low and then shoot up on you. The CAD on the daily, just very confusing as well. Like I said here, whatever's happening in here, it's all a B wave. We don't know if it's over. I'm thinking it is over with some sort of a large flat in here. And then you get that A, B, C up to the 100 pip. The problem is now when we look, it was looking good here. We're looking for that C up, and we got a C up. But we now have bearish divergence. It didn't go and break the top. So it's just 3 waves up. Looks like we're going to get a trend line break here. So, you know, if you get a nice trend line break and then a correction or a flag, you know, you could look for the sell. Yeah, unfortunately, it may turn more complex on the daily. So, yeah, it's another one that I'll just be staying out of because it's unclear. GY on the daily, we've got that WXY X2 Z up. We had that possible bull hidden here. It never broke the top, and it still hasn't broken the top. But we got a very deep correction. So more than likely this is an A. Whatever's happening in here is a B, and then we get a C down before we get more upside. So we're looking at a running flat on the H4. We're looking for an A, a B, and a C. So if you get any buy setup, you can look for the buy. There was a nice buy setup on this. You had a nice flag in here. Most people that trade this instrument, you know, would have more than likely be in this trade. Yeah, you're sort of getting another little flag in here. You know, you can look to buy. Again, you sort of still have to be careful. They're all very similar. We lost the bullish divergence, so we don't have any bullish divergence. So we may get a possible bear hidden here, you know, and give us another one down. So you've got to be mindful of that. It may just be an A, B, C, and then fall over. So, you know, you have to be very careful. Watch the structures, you know, and look at your MACD for your divergences. And yeah. Looking at EG on the daily, we've got WXY, X2Z down. It's very choppy down here. Like I've been saying for ages, I'm only looking for buys. Yeah. There was a couple of possible scenarios here. We had that WXY, X2Z down, nice impulse up, but then we broke it in 3 waves, the low. So this was a possible flat here for an A, B, C, and then this could have went and broke that low. It didn't break the low. It's given us a very deep correction though. So now we can look at it as an A, B, C up to this 100 fib. So we'll be looking for a buy up to this 100 fib. This did, well, it wasn't a really nice setup, but you sort of got one in here. It's more of a contracting flat. But this is very difficult because we got a nice impulse up here, and then we got 3 breaking the low. So again, this can be an A, B, C, and we go and break the low. So you have to be very careful buying. I'm not convinced it's over because we got that 3 down in here. Once you get that, this can be a flat for an A, B, C. So if you do get a sell set up, you know, you can look for the sell just for a scalp, just to break the low. I'll be more interested in any buy setup. You know, I didn't take this. I did take a trade over in here somewhere, and it come down and took me out at break even. But yeah, it's been very difficult to trade EG of late. It's, yeah. Looking at gold on the daily. So we got that WXY. We were looking at that as an X2 with a bear hidden at, but instead we got 3 waves down and we never broke that low. So there's quite a few different structures here. We were looking at this A, B, C up in here. It got to the 100 fib, no worries, and went way past it. It's still possible that this is a flat. It doesn't rule it out. But yeah, it's turned impulsive right at the end there. But we can still look at it as like an A. All this is a B, and we get a C down before we get some sort of an A, B, C in here. This is the W1 time factor that we want to see in this X2. So there still is quite a bit of, it's going to be choppy for, another 6 months or more. I mean, from here, when I put an idea out on TradingView, that was about 2 years ago. I said we're going to be in a correction for around 2 years. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happened at this stage. Again, we lost our bearish divergence. This was quite difficult, because after we got this flat in here, I was just looking for correction and go. Instead, we got all this in here. Very tricky to trade. H1 at the current time, we lost the bearish divergence, so it becomes very tricky. But we got a lower low, so you can really only look for the sell. You want to look for an A, some sort of maybe a B like this, just breaking the low, and then you get a C up for a flat. If you get something like that and then a little bearish setup, we'll look for the A, B, C. You can really only look for sells on the H1 because we got that lower low. So wait for a structure in here and a sell setup, and look for the sell. WTI on the daily. So we're looking at that WXY X2 Z up. I was looking at this as the Z up here, and had a flat in here, but sort of changed it because, like I've been saying, this has gone too far for the B wave. I had it as an A and a B, and I was saying that this is looking way too impulsive for a B wave. And it turned very much motive on the H4. As you can see, we got that WXY X2 Z up. Now we sort of want to get a trend line break and a sell setup. We're at a top. On Friday, I was sort of looking for a buy. We had possible bull hidden here for a WXY X2 and then a Z up, but it's gone and taken out that. It's taken out the possible bull hidden. So now we're not going to get a Z up, but we can look for the sell. We can look for the sell. So I'll be looking for an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat, and then I'll be looking for a sell setup to sell. Bitcoin on the daily. So we're looking at this possible A, B, C as a large running flat, and we may go and break that top. I've got my targets. I put this trade idea out on TradingView. We got that first target at the 50 fib in case it doesn't go, and more than likely it won't go because I was just looking for correction in here to go. Instead, we got a very deep correction. So it may just come up to this 50 fib retracement, but you got your first target, your second target is at 123.6, and then your third target is at 161.8 for the MN wave Z. Looking at the H4, this was quite difficult again because we were looking for that WXY X2. We never got the Z up, like I said last week. Instead, we got a very deep correction in here. So we got some WXY, maybe an X2. We may get bear hidden here. So again, you have to be careful because we may get bear hidden and then another one down for an A, B, C. Again, we know that a B wave can break that low, you know, so it'll still be an A, B, C, even if it does break that low. On the H1, you can only look for buys though at this stage because we got that high. So you'll be looking for an A, B, C, and if you do get a buy set up, you could look for the buy. You're going to have to be very careful because again on H4 we have that bearish hidden divergence, so it may just come up, break that top, and then fall over on you and break that low. So you have to be very mindful of what you're trading. SPX on the daily. So eventually, like I've been saying for ages, we want that A, B, C back to the 50 fib. Is this the one here that gives that, you know, larger correction? Maybe. So on the H4, we're looking at WXY. We're looking for an X2 because we had that bear hidden, and then a Z down. Well, it broke the low for the bear hidden, but this was a larger correction, so we're looking at as a A. This is a B, and we get a C up before we get an A, B, C. So we'll be looking for upside. You may have missed it. This gave a really nice setup as well. You know, you had that bullish flag in here. If you've missed that, it's going to be risky because again, we have that possible bear hidden. Sorry, it may be just that that flat. So it's just about up to that 100 fib already. But yeah, if you really want a correction now, you know, on the H1, if you're going to buy, you know, you've already had the flag. So, you know, you may get a correction, a 50 fib retracement of this. You may get some sort of a correction in here. Larger correction before you get an A, B, C up to that 100 fib. So whether you want to trade flags, I'd be more interested, if you didn't get in on this flag here, I'd be waiting for some sort of a correction before you jump in, a H1 correction. We do have that high, so you can really only look for buys at this stage on the H1. You can really only look for buys, but yeah, if you're trading flags, you already have one, so yeah, wait for the correction. AU 200. So we got that WXY X2 Z up. We got a nice impulse down. We're looking for some sort of a correction in here before we get an A, B, C. We got that nice impulse down. This again had that possible bear hidden, but never went and broke that low. So we're looking at it as an A, a B, and we get a C up to the 100 fib. So if you get a buy set up on this, look for the buy. The DAX on the daily. So we got that WXY X2 Z up. Looking at an A, B, and a C. it's still possible that it's just an A, B, C, and we go and break the top. It's very difficult, this one. It's went down to the 161.8. So we had that like 3 up in here, and it never broke the top. So we're just looking for an A, B, C. It's extended. But it's been very difficult. Like I said last week, you know, this is extremely difficult to trade because we're looking for an A, B, C. We never got the C up. Well, it, you know, didn't quite go far enough, and then it's fallen over for like a WXY. So we may get an X2 in here before we get a Z down. At this stage, you can really, yeah, see, we don't have any bullish divergence on it either, and we have a possible bear hidden. So this was your trade in here. If you miss that, you really have to wait. If you're looking for the buy, you have to wait until this takes out that possible bear hidden, and then wait for your larger correction, like your H1 correction, and then you'll be looking for at least an A, B, C. The FTSE on the daily, so we're looking at WXY, X2, Z up. It's been extremely choppy. It's bounced off that weekly 123.6. This one here, we're looking for an A, B, and a C down. We got the C down. It actually went and broke the low, but as an expanding flat, but that's fine. Now we got a nice impulse up on this one. So yeah, we got a higher high. So there is no bear hidden. So if you're going to look for a trade, you know, you're better off to trade this than the DAX. You know, trade the FTSE. You know, it's a clearer direction. So you'll be waiting for a correction. It may come back to the 50 Feb, and then you'll be looking for an A, B, C. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook this week. Like, share, subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.